In this video, I want to go over the good and the bad from all of the MLB The Show 24 Diamond Dynasty news we recently got and give you guys some reasons to be optimistic, but also maybe a couple reasons to be skeptical about Diamond Dynasty this year. So I'm going to go ahead and break all of that down for you guys in this video, but make sure you guys do, first off, subscribe to the channel for plenty more Diamond Dynasty videos. We're going to be dropping a lot once, it's March 15th, which is right around the corner, literally less than 2 weeks away from the time you guys are watching this video. But let's go ahead and start off with the good about this Diamond Dynasty news drop that we got, and things that I think are a positive change from last year's Diamond Dynasty. Which, first of all, I do like the seasons being 12 weeks compared to what we had last year. I think it just gives us a little more time to use our lineup that we have created instead of having to feel like we need to swap out our lineup after only like a month of using it. So I do like that. I also do like the power creep in terms of overalls gradually going up and up, over the course of each season. I think that was an element that was missed last year, when they implemented sets and seasons, but they're bringing that back, and I really, really do like that, power creep. I don't know about you guys. Let me know your thoughts about that, but I think that's super important. Also, the max overall for season cards at the start of season 1 here will be 91 overall, and then obviously we'll work our way up slowly until I would guess maybe the last month of each season is when we would start to see some 99 overalls. And I think the gradual increase in card overalls over the course of the season will make grinding for 99 overalls and actually obtaining those cards just a lot more meaningful than they were last year when literally, we could get 99 Ohtani, 99 Trout on day one, and pretty much have them if we wanted for the rest of the year. So it just got to a point, at least for me, where this kind of killed some of the fun of grinding because I wasn't really grinding to upgrade my team for the most part since I had so many good 99s so early on in the year. And then no matter the season, I always had those good 99s to use. And also, as you guys know, now once we get to Season 2, we will have up to 4 wildcard spots now this year compared to the 1 that we got last year. And one, for this format, I didn't love the 1. I do wish I had, an extra 1 or 2 spots, wildcard spots available. And this year, obviously, we're going to get up to 4. However, I also think it is smart, too, that we won't just be gifted all 4 of these wildcard slots. Rather, we will have to actually grind for these, and these will be, at certain points within the season XP reward path. So even though, our lineups of seasonal cards will reset after a season, from one season to the next, we at least can carry over some cards we had fun using from last season, and not feel like all of our grinding from the past season was just a complete waste. And at least for me last year, I don't know about you guys, but at times it felt, especially like middle to late end of the year, it just felt like a lot of the grinding I did earlier in the year was just kind of a waste, just certain aspects of it. Another thing that I do like is they announced that at the beginning of each season, we will get 1 free cornerstone card that we get to pick out of a pack, and each cornerstone card basically, is a captain card with special abilities. And I just think this sounds kind of promising, honestly. Who knows how they execute this? We've seen them have a good idea like this before, just don't execute it right, and it kind of just, flops, right? But I am looking forward to seeing how these cards play, what these special abilities might be. So let me know what you guys think about these cornerstone cards and what some of these, abilities and whatnot might look like. But then also another thing I like is that Team Affinity will now undergo some changes to its format. With this new Team Affinity, cards for each team will be literally releasing every month, of the content cycle, and we will be getting 3 different Team Affinity releases per season because, as we know, 12 weeks in a season, and so, every 4 weeks we'll be getting new Team Affinity cards, which is cool. I, do like, how frequent these Team Affinity updates will be, kind of keep things fresh, keep us grinding, I think. And if I had to guess, I would say that Team Affinity collections probably would be back too. So maybe we'd get, Team Affinity collections drop more often as well. That means, right? With the more frequent Team Affinity updates that we'll get. And something you guys might not be thinking about is that I think live series collections will be a lot more valuable this year than last year because obviously, as we talked about earlier, last year you could literally have, tons of 99 overalls on day 1. So it kind of made completing these live series collections and getting these 99, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Derek Jeter cards just not worth the investment because we could play with all of these other 99 overalls on day 1. Whereas this year, it's probably going to be a little bit different because it's going to be 2-3 months before these set 99 overall cards will release. So it might make completing the, live series collections that now are confirmed with 99 overalls in it a little bit more worth it, right? A little more valuable. That'll just drive up the prices on these cards, make it more expensive to complete it, which is unfortunate, but I think that's going to happen just with how, I think those collection cards could play at the beginning of the year. The last positive thing that I wanted to touch on quickly is that I also like the fact that sellable rewards will now be in online programs. In my opinion, giving people the option to sell the cards that they grind for is just the best way to go about this. I know not everyone's going to agree with that, but that's just kind of my opinion about that. Again, I just like the fact that the rewards we earn from grinding through the game, all of them basically will be able to sell for some stubs. But now I want to touch on a few reasons why I'm a little bit skeptical of the game this year, or just of Diamond Dynasty, basically. And one thing is, I'm just upset that, and it's not really related to any of the new features, that we saw in the news drop, but it doesn't sound like a new mode within Diamond Dynasty is coming this year. And, whether it's online, offline, or both, whatever it might be, I just wish they had added something else. It's just been such a long time with the same game modes, especially the online ones. Like, we've kind of had BR and ranked be the same for years and years and years now, not really changing it up. So I don't know. I think they could have spiced something up this year and could have made, just grinding the game a bit more fresh had they have added in a new game mode. And my worry is that after a month or two of the game, that people are just going to get sick, or at least could potentially get sick of grinding the game. I'm not like sitting here and guaranteeing you anything, but that just is my worry. As far as things, though, that could go wrong with the new Diamond Dynasty additions that we heard about within the news drop, there isn't that much, honestly, in my opinion, that I see that, just an immediate red flag. But, obviously, if you hate the sets and season kind of cards concept, right, then obviously you might not love the news that we got about the seasonal cards now being in the game. I also know the number of wild cards, I guess, could potentially be a concern for people too. However, I don't know if it will be much of a concern, just because you will actually have to earn these extra wildcard slots from the XP reward path. So it's not like we're just going to be gifted all 4 wildcard slots right away. And it feel like, half of our team's lineup from the previous season is in our squad to start the next one. And then my final concern is actually with team affinity. Maybe I did sound positive, all positive about it earlier, but even though we will get more frequent team affinity drops, if the grind is the exact same as previous years and the exact same, like literally every single month of the game, just after a couple months, people are just going to get burned out, from team affinity, which is very, very similar to what we saw last year. I think that's possibly a concern that we could see again with team affinity this year, because it kind of sounded like the grind was going to be the same based on the comments we got in the blog news about Diamond Dynasty. Otherwise, let me know if you guys have any other concerns for Diamond Dynasty this year, but those are mainly the ones that I have. And also let me know what you guys are looking forward to most from Diamond Dynasty this year. And I think for the most part, a lot of these changes to Diamond Dynasty will be much better than what we had in 23, at least in my opinion. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below. But that'll be it for this video. I appreciate you guys for sticking around to the end and watching. See you guys next time. Peace.